Hey there, Big Biz Show, BigBizShow.com. Great to have you along today. Man, busy show today.
I tell you, my head's spinning here.
Well, one of the best things we have is our friends at Splash Beverage Group. Robert Nistico is our founder and CEO of Splash Beverage. They are publicly traded on the stock symbol SBEV, and what a run they have had, not only with their share price, but also with their market cap, and also with just their executing their business model. And you know, we saw Tap Out Performance Drink, and we saw Copa di Vino, sort of be released into the marketplace. And of course, as you're seeing on the screen here, you know, you've got Salt Tequila, which is flavored tequila. Look, at the end of the day here, these guys are being, this whole ship is being steered by Robert Nistico, who was one of the first people even employed by Red Bull. And he was, if I'm not mistaken, a senior vice president and general manager. Are you taking some of those things that you learned in the early days there, Robert, and deploying this? Because everything you're doing is turning to gold right now.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Nice to see you both. And I'll tell you, the Red Bull experience was really incredible. The owner, Dietrich Manischitz, was a fantastic guy, really cool principal, gave us the privilege of irrational decision to do what we needed to do to build consumer belief.
Yeah, and I think one of the smartest things you guys did was
giving me a bottle of tequila.
Yeah, well, that was maybe wasn't the smartest.
Well done, sir. Well played.
But I mean, I think what's interesting is you didn't just concentrate on one of the brands. You concentrated on all the brands at once and knew that your distribution was everything. Like the first thing you ever told us on the air, Robert, was that distribution and the importance of distribution is always underestimated. And boy, what a lesson we learned with respect to Walmart, correct? Suddenly we have you on end caps, and when Tap Out gets on an end cap on a store like Walmart, things change, and they have for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It says credibility. It says the brand's real. You can't have better partners than a chain like Walmart. I mean, it's no pun intended, top of the food chain. And then with our distributor network being primarily InBev and some really good independent distributors as well, it's hard to miss.
Well, and let's talk about that, because that was one of the announcements that you made a few weeks ago about the InBev distribution side of this thing. And since then, we see all of these distribution press releases that come out, even today, through Suncoast Beverage in Southwest Florida. Did the InBev thing give you guys proof of concept with other distributors? Was that sort of the tipping point, or did you already have these relationships in place?
A little bit of both, actually. It was a tremendous validation for our overall business model, which is to grow our grow our legacy brands organically, but also to build out new brands. And as we take the brands, all our brands, coast to coast throughout InBev and some of our other distributor partners, it just really validates the entire program of sort of the portfolio approach. And where acquisition is just as important as growing our legacy brands is, organically.
So what are you concentrating on now, Robert? Because it seems as though, and if you look at the past several press releases, you guys are really hammering this distribution model that you talked about. You told us you were going to do it 6 months ago. You started doing it, and then you really got the pedal to the metal now. Is that real? Is this sort of on autopilot now? Do you think the distributors will sort of, if you build it, they will come sort of deal, and now you concentrate on something else, or do you have to keep the pressure on this?
It's human nature. I mean, like anything, if you take your eye off the ball, things tend to slow down a little bit. We happen to have the best distributor network in the country. We love these people, all A-plus professionals, but we also want to be a good partner to them and support them with feet in the street and our area managers and our entire sales force. It's important to support these folks and help them help us, if you will. And they make more money, and we're happy, they're happy. But yeah, we definitely have to support them. But we really have two platforms right now that we're focusing on, is supporting and increasing our distribution, which you graciously pointed out that we told people we're going to do it. We're doing it. It's very important to us. But also acquisition. And, we're public, as you well know, so I have to be careful what I say. But between myself and our president, Bill Meisner, we get a tremendous amount of brands across our desks. And some we turn away, and some make a lot of sense, and we'll execute on them. Copa di Vino, of course, was our first. And yes, there are other targets out there that we're evaluating right now.
Well, and let's talk about that, because Copa di Vino was a Shark Tank brand that you guys acquired. And it was a Shark Tank brand that you acquired. I don't remember the deal at the time, but it was perfectly aligned to your portfolio strategy. I'm assuming it didn't have a lot of debt. Isn't that really the watchword when you're doing an acquisition strategy? Is you get companies that have high book value, that don't have a lot of debt, that sort of fit into your range. It's not it's a puzzle piece, frankly, but there's a lot of companies out there that might fit that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to necessarily bring on someone else's dirty laundry, and that was certainly not the case with Copa di Vino. And not to say never, sometimes there's a time to do that, but for us, acquisition is a very important part of our growth strategy as we move forward. Very important. And it's not always going to be the thing you would expect, the most obvious thing. Maybe it's a lot of revenue or something, and that's great. But we like to look at what I call below the horizon intrinsic value, meaning there are things below the horizon that people may not see. In the case of Copa di Vino, there were three. Very interesting. One was 82 Budweiser distributors.
Yeah, that doesn't hurt, right?
Right? And when I was running Red Bull, we had a lot of Miller, a lot of Coors folks, and a handful of Bud people, but mostly Miller Coors. So that's very important. The second thing was 44 wine and spirits licenses. So during COVID, when we were focusing on off-premise liquor stores, and Salt Tequila, of course, is in Walmart liquor stores in about half the country. And Walmart said, hey, can we have some more distribution in new states? Well, a lot of people weren't working in those offices, so we instantly could move into those new states without having to go apply for the specific licensing for each state. And the third thing I think you guys are aware of was this little brand we love so much called Popo Loco.
Yeah.
Great sangria, but the exclusive rights to the only biodegradable paper can, not recyclable, biodegradable paper can in this country. And we will build that out.
Oh, we lost.
We will share that capacity with others once we get it set for our portfolio, so it'll become an entire profit center.
Well,
I'm thinking vodka. American-made vodka is going to be popular.
I mean, look at, you got gin and white spirits. Is that what's coming next there, Robert? You got to admit, you got a little demand over here.
Might be a little dip in the Russian vodka import for a while.
Yeah, I read a story yesterday that some people are dumping their Russian vodka down the drain.
Yep.
I don't have a comment.
Now it's time. Now it's time, Nistico. All right, brother. Thank you, man. Robert Nistico, CEO and chairman of Splash Beverage Group. SBEV, SBEV is their stock symbol. Good stuff. All right.